Chaz, you guys came out firing with the deep balls tonight. What was it about this matchup that you guys felt like you could do that tonight?
Um, Really, there wasn't anything different from last week or the weeks prior. We just felt like we have the receivers to attack downfield, so that's a priority every week.
Did you know that it was maybe going to be a little more emphasized this week, though?
I didn't. We have a game plan and we stick to it, so it happened to work out that way.
Was there something they were doing with their defense that allowed that look to work out?
Yeah, definitely. They were playing a lot of man. They would throw a lot of blitzes our way, and that left the back end kind of isolated where they had corners on receivers and safeties on slots.
What is it? The first couple games, the deep ball, you guys had a little, trouble connecting, and I know you've had to change a quarterback since then. But
Right.
I think on passes of over 20 yards, you guys have completed like 80% over these last couple of weeks here.
Right. It just comes with time, and no matter who's at quarterback, we're gonna have to constantly have a lot of repetition, and as the season progresses, hopefully we can continue to connect even more.
What was that? Basically the first pass play of the game and hit a 54-yard touchdown. What was that moment like? Almost packed stadium, just
Right.
to hit that right off the bat.
Packed or not packed, it's exciting getting in the end zone and having all your teammates come acknowledge you and give you a pat on the back. That's a lovely feeling.
What was it like? Tonight was probably your most involved night, and I don't know whether people know it or not. You ran a lot of routes this year, been on the field for a whole lot of snaps this year. What was it like to, you had best night as a receiver to date?
It was exciting. We were all really focused this week, and being able to have that practice or have our practice habits come about in the game, especially on my end, was due, and it was very relieving. But at the same time, I feel like any given week, any receiver is gonna have a big game. So it just happened to be me this game.
True freshman quarterback at another big night.
Right.
Earlier this week, you called him a kid, and what does he continue to do? How much confidence do you guys basically have right now with him at the trigger?
Right.
Because you guys put up 100 and whatever it is, 8 points over these last 2 weeks, 111.
He's a poised quarterback. He's a leader, and having him at the head of our offense is fun, to say the least.
Does he show much emotion or anything on the sidelines after he uncorks a 54-yarder to you or anything?
Yeah, he smiles. He gives us a handshake, all types of stuff. He's actually right next to us on the bench, so you see him smiling, but he keeps his composure and he's on to the next, which is pretty cool.
First two games, you guys struggled to score a little bit. The last three over 50. Is this the type of offense you guys, thought you'd have this season?
Yes, it is. We came into the season thinking we were going to be a high volume offense, and for it to be all coming together over time is fantastic.
Jeremy was saying earlier this week that the feeling you guys had after you lost to BYU, it was a feeling you don't want to have again, and it was kind of motivating. These last three games kind of show that, I guess. Are you guys motivated by that, the way that game went, and not wanting to feel that again?
Yes, definitely. You never want to lose to anybody, but BYU is a good team, and we were much more focused, or I wouldn't say more focused, but we had a bigger chip on our shoulder for taking that loss. And like Jeremy said, we don't want to have that feeling ever again. So whatever it takes during the week, we're going to practice harder and keep that focus.
6 different players found the end zone for you guys tonight. How good does it feel just to spread the scoring around like that?
Yeah, that's great, especially everybody getting some touches also. Getting in the end zone, no matter who's doing it, is something we take a lot of pride in. So whether it's the quarterback, the running back, the receivers, or the tight ends, if you're in the paint, we're celebrating.
third down's been a little bit of an issue all season, and that second quarter when you guys scored 5 touchdowns, a lot of third down conversions. I know Shane broke a tackle, they picked one off. I think you had a third down conversion. Well, what started to go right on third down? How important are those plays to kind of being consistent on offense?
Right. We just tighten up a little bit. Not much more from first or second down, but our third down is where we have to make our money to continue the drive, and just us having that edge and going 110 miles per hour is where we've excelled, I feel.
How about young Achillian Butler getting into
Right,
the
yeah. That's great. His first touch was a touchdown, and we were amping him up on the sideline, and for him to score, it brought a lot of smiles to the receiver room and the whole team.
How's he kind of treated it? I mean, he's one of the couple of true freshmen that are playing right now, and I think he might have 15 whatever snaps over the first few games, but how important is production for a kid like that, I guess?
When it comes to him, he's really an old soul. He scored, and he was content, nonchalant about it, but having him in there is doing nothing but getting him ready for games in the future and for the rest of his time here. So having him in the rotation is a good thing.
You guys are obviously scoring a lot of points, but the defense, the last couple of games, 2 shutouts, didn't scored 2 touchdowns themselves against Virginia. But what can you say about what you guys are getting on the other side of the ball the last few games?
When the defense scores, that brings a lot of momentum on our side. They have to go back out there, but it's kind of a relief that's less plays on our part. We are fresher, we can go even faster, and that's a lot of momentum. So that helps us propel forward and want to match them.
Turnovers have been a key for you, have been kind of a focus, and I think you guys have no turnovers the last 3 games on offense. They forced 10 on defense, I believe. Just how big has that been, especially on offense, when you're not turning the ball over?
Right. If we don't turn the ball over, we have a higher probability of winning the game. So that's definitely a focus on the offensive side. So from ball security to running your route correctly so the corner doesn't have an opportunity to intercept the ball is something we really work hard on. And for it to show these past 3 games or throughout the season is good.
I know you guys put up 55 points, but probably you guys' most balanced night on offense, 279 rushing, 275 passing. Is it nice to see those numbers kind of draw close to each other?
It's nice, but however we can get it done, we do not mind at all.
What's been the biggest change from the start of the season? You guys scored 16 in that first game against Washington. 3 straight games with 50. I mean, what's been the biggest difference?
Really, there's no difference. We just really want to hone our craft and work effectively on the offensive side of the ball. So everyone's just doing their job, and it's going to take time, but with time comes more efficiency. So I feel like if anything, we're more efficient on the offensive side of the ball. Everyone's doing their job.
Dante and DT, they both now have 17 career interceptions. Do you guys on the offensive side ever just sit back and realize how good those guys are and how good you guys have it to have them back there?
I wish he wasn't in here to give him his props, but yeah, they're both great players, and our D-line helps them out, and they just have a knack for the football, and they're both really good players. It helps going against them every week. It gets our game a lot better.
You'd have just as many if you were
Right.
still at DB.
You're a better DB than
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm better than him.
All good, guys? All right, thanks, Jeff. Thanks.
Those guys-
Yep.